And welcome to Clappia. In this video, we will see how to create a software license tracker with Clappia. Maybe you might already maintain one in Spreadsheets, or you simply get reminded through the software company's auto-generated emails. Or you want to start one because it's becoming difficult to keep a track of. If you're a business that purchases multiple licenses and need to maintain a tracker, then this is for you. Let's see how to do that. I'll start right from the beginning, so if you are looking to maybe just alter some fields or automating it, then you can skip ahead. The app that will be shown in this video will be available to use as a template. All the fields and configurations will be kept the same. You can get this app in App Templates on the left panel of the dashboard. You can simply import it and make adjustments to it. If you are creating an app from scratch, first log into Clappia and in your workplace, click on New App. You will be taken to the Design app where you can start building your app structure. You can give a name to the app over here. Let's say Software License Tracker. Then to start building your app structure, simply click on Add Section. Give a name to the section on the right-hand panel. Let's say you want to capture product details, so I'll give it that name. Click on Save. The name appears here, and all the fields that are related to product details, I can simply click on Add Field, select the pre-coded blocks available over here to capture the product details. So let's say I want to capture the product name. I can use a single line text block and configure each block on the right-hand panel. Like so. This is one way of getting started. And if you are uncertain on how to create an application from scratch, there is a separate video that shows you how to build an app in Clappia in detail. It is linked in the description. You can check it out. Now, if you are not certain on what fields you might need in your tracker, it is always best to see the payment page of the software product site. Usually, there you will get an idea of the fields you might need. But if you want a more detailed tracker, you can always head to ChatGPT or some other AI platform for assistance. I'll show you how to do that. So I'll open a new tab and go to ChatGPT. Now in ChatGPT, you can simply type in a prompt here, asking it to create a software license tracker for you. Make the prompt as detailed and precise as possible so that it knows what you need in your tracker. Okay, so I have given a prompt like this. If you'd like this prompt, it will be there in the description. It might not come out exactly the same, but you can alter it according to what you need. So I'll just let ChatGPT analyze my prompt. And it has given me a detailed license tracking table with some input. Now, if you use the same prompt as I have used, it might not come out exactly the same, but you can alter it according to what you need. For example, if you already have an idea of some fields that you need, you can mention it in your prompt so that the AI knows what kind of fields you are looking for. So if I tweak my prompt just a little bit, here I mentioned to include fields like license type, version, license key, etc. And if I click on enter, these columns should appear in the table, additionally to what I have been given. Now that I've got this table, I'll download it, open it in Google Sheets. You can use Excel or other spreadsheets as well. Now you can add or delete fields here, obviously, since ChatGPT or other AI platforms can give you fields that may not be relevant to your requirements. But the reason I have opened this is because with Clappia, you can create apps using spreadsheets. So even if you already maintain a tracker in spreadsheets, you can just upload that to create your tracker. But you will have to take care of the format. There is a separate video on how to upload spreadsheets to create an app in Clappia. It is linked in the description. Basically, it has to have a single row for headers, no merged columns. The date format should match, and if you need some fields to be a drop-down or selectors, let's say this column may need it, then you have to first convert it here before uploading to Clappia. So if you're using Google Sheets, you can follow these instructions. To change a column into drop-downs or selectors, simply click on the column and select drop-down. Over here, I'll change the range D2 to D4. Remove license type since that's the heading, and click on Done. Now, once I upload this file to Clappia, it'll automatically detect that this particular column is meant to be a drop-down or a selector. I'll make some changes to this table, including formatting it. I have made some changes to the table. I've moved some fields around, changed some heading names, and added and deleted a few columns to it. I have also named the file as license expiry. I will now download this file. In your workplace, on the left panel, click on More and then click on Create App from Excel. Here I'll be able to upload the Excel sheet that I just downloaded, which is this sheet. So I'll simply drag and drop it here and then click on Upload and Create App. The app is now created. with all the fields that was there in the spreadsheet. You can also rename the app. This was a name given automatically as I took it from the file name. So I'll change this to Software License Tracker. And if you go to App Home, this app is live and ready to be used. Now over here, you can see some fields have turned into selectors or date field. That is because, as per the configuration in your spreadsheet, the system will automatically detect it, since I made some fields to be drop-downs over there. And I gave the exact date format. Now, if you want some formatting and customization to this app, you can do so by going back to Design App. Let's say for starters, I want to change the name of the section. So on the right-hand panel, I'll give a section name. Let's say Product Details. Save this. And if I want to split all these fields into different sections, I can add more sections and then simply click on a field and drag and drop it around. Like so. Or if you want to change some field types, let's say the number of licenses block can be turned into a slider and I don't want it as a single line text block. So I can simply click on the plus button over here, select the slider block and give in the name. Minimum value will be 1, maximum value can be 1000, increment size 1 and save this. And I can delete the original number of licenses field. So every block can be configured on the right hand panel. Another example, I have an employee email field. So if I click on this is a single line text block. If you are unsure of what the field is, you can always hover the cursor over the question mark symbol and you'll be able to know which field it is. So if I want this email field to accept only emails and no other text, I can go to the advanced option and give a validation over here as email. There are separate videos on every field in our YouTube channel. You can check it out if you are unsure how to configure a particular field. I'll make the changes as per my requirement right now. I'll add some more sections and rearrange the fields accordingly. Alright, so now I have added a product details section, financial details, ownership details, and issue and expiry. So there you have it, a basic layout of a software license tracker app. The only changes I made are rearranging the fields and adding new sections, as well as adding this new field, whether to update the license or not. Now, a license tracker is used to make sure you keep a check of renewals or expirations. You can automate this app to send you reminder notifications based on the status of the licenses. If they are in use, then reminders need to be sent in case of renewals. If you cancel a license, then no reminders should be sent after that. So you can set statuses for your application. To do that, you go to Configuration and click on Status. On the right hand panel, you will be able to add statuses. Just click on Add Status and give in your requirements. You can also change the color. So I've set 3 statuses: active, cancelled and near expiry. I'll save this. Now to automate the app to send the reminder emails, I'll go to Workflows. Here you can click on Add Step and use the workflow nodes to automate your app. I'll take an example, but you can modify it to what you need. First, I will explain my logic and then we shall add the workflows to execute it. So the logic is, when a new software license is purchased or issued, the status should immediately go to active status, for which I'll use an edit submission node. Then, if a license is active, it should wait a month before the expiry date and send reminder emails for renewal or cancellation after every 9 days, which basically means I'll get 3 reminders before the expiry date. I can also wait till the day of expiration, and if it's not renewed, then change the status to cancelled. Now keep in mind that I will be using new submission flow and the edit submission flow. Whenever a new submission is made to the app, whatever workflow has been configured over here on the new submission flow will be triggered automatically. And if you make any edits to your submissions in the submissions tab, whatever workflow is configured under the edit submission flow will be triggered. So let me start adding the workflows. If you are unsure on how to use the workflow nodes, you can either check out the YouTube channel or on the Clappia website's help guide. First, I'll use an edit submission node. On the right hand panel, I can make the configurations. So I'm editing the same app, so I'll select that. Filter will be the submission ID because I want to map the submissions, and over here I can pull up the submission variable. So @submission ID. I'm using the edit submission node just to change the status immediately to active when a new license has been added to this app. So submission status. Over here, I'll type in active. Since new submissions made to this tracker, their statuses should automatically change to active. Now I'll click on save. Next. I'll add a wait node. Change the wait type to wait till the expiration date. So at the rate expiry date, which is a field that is there in the app, minus 31. So this will wait till 1 month before the expiry date. Given some time, let's say 10 o'clock, save it. I'll just change the name over here to expiration minus 31. You can leave it the same if you want to. Now under the wait node, once it is 1 month before the expiration date, I need to change the status to near expiry. So again, I can use an edit submission node to change the status. It will be the same app. Filter will again be the submission ID. At the rate submission ID. Set field values. I'll be changing the status again. So submission status, and the submission status should change to near expiry, and I'll save this. Now again under the wait node, I will add reminder emails. So if I want 3 reminder emails to be sent across a span of 1 month before the expiration date, first I will use a repeat node. It'll send it 3 times. It'll only send the reminder email if the status is near expiry. So here I can give at the rate status equals to active, but it should also break the condition if the status is cancelled. So I can give an OR condition here. At the rate status equals to cancelled. So these are the 2 statuses that I've set for my app out of the 3. It says incorrect formula because I've forgotten to add the closing bracket. So I'll save this, and now it should work. After the repeat node, I'll add a wait node to wait for 9 days. So instead of giving wait till, I'll use wait for instead. And to check how many seconds is 9 days, I can simply do a quick online search for that. Add it over here and click on save. I'll change the name and the variable name just for simplicity. Now I'll add an if node for the system to check whether the status has been actually changed or not. So if it is in active status, cancelled, or near expiry. So if the status is near expiry, then it should send the email. So you can add your email addresses over here, or you can type in at the rate and pull up user attributes from your workplace. To understand what user attributes are, there is a separate video linked in the description. For now, I'll just give in my email address. Normally over here you can give in the email ID of the person who is handling the software licenses. Usually it could be the procurement team, so you can give in their email ID. Then give in a subject and body. And I'll save this. I'll just remove the quotes I gave you by mistake and resave it. Now again under this wait node, I will add another wait node to wait till the date of expiry. So at the rate expiry date, wait till, let's say the time is 10 o'clock. And underneath this wait node, I will use another edit submission node to change the submission status to cancelled if it has not yet been renewed. Again, it will be the same app. Submission ID. At the rate submission ID. Set field values will be status, cancelled, and I'll click on save. I'll change this wait node name to cancelled. Now under the new submission flow, I am done with the changes. I will now move on to edit submission flow. So I click on add step. I'll first use an if node to see if any edits has been made according to what I need. So over here under condition, I needed to check whether the expiry date has been extended from the previous date, as well as I have added a field over here that says update renewal. So if this is yes as well, then I need to make some changes in my workflow. So going back to workflows, here in condition, I will type in and because I need to check for 2 conditions. So at the rate update renewal equals to yes, and check if the expiry date has been extended from the previous expiry date. So that will be at the rate expiry date greater than at the rate the old value of the expiry date. This will automatically come up. This is not an extra field that I've added in the app. Old values generally appear under the edit submission flow. And I'll save this. I'll give the name as renewal. Now under this if node, I'll use an edit submission node to change the status back to active. Select the same app. Again, filter is submission ID. Set field values is the status. It will be changed to active. Save it. Now again under this if node, I will add a wait node to wait for 1 month before the expiration date. So I'll change this to wait till. Wait till date will be at the rate expiry date minus 31. Time is 10. I'll just change this name. Save it. Now this follows the same process as I did for the new submission flow. which is all these nodes. So first I'll add an edit submission node, map it to the submission ID, change the status to near expiry. Next, under the wait node, I will set reminder emails. So first I'll use the repeat node, break the condition as per the new submission flow that I had given. So I'll just copy this over here, like so, save it, add a wait node to wait for 9 days. I'll copy this value from before, paste it here and save it. Use an if node, copy that same condition from before to check the status, paste it here, save it, and finally use the email node. I'll speed through this and save it. And again, under the same wait node, use another wait node, change it to wait till the date of expiry, wait till time 10 o'clock, and then use the edit submission node to change the status to cancelled. Configuration is the same as before, so I'll just speed through this too and save it. I'll just change this wait node name to cancelled. I'll change this name as well, but it's not really necessary. And there you have it. The workflow has now been set up for this app. If you want to configure some charts, you can do so by clicking on Analytics, click on Add Chart and select what you need and configure it. Or if you want to send some reports, you can do so by clicking on Add Report, add the email address, select the frequency, whether it's daily, weekly or monthly reports, what type of data, submission or analytics, filter your data and save it so that the report can be sent. And finally, you can go to step 5, which is distribute, to give those who need access to the app. There is a separate video on how to give access to users to apps. It is linked in the description. Now let's say I make a quick submission to this app. I'll go to App Home. I'll fill in some details. Now over here for ownership details, you can see that there is a link over here that says add another section. Basically what this means is I have turned this ownership details section into a copyable section so that I know exactly how many employees and which employees have this particular license. So if I give the employee name and its department, I can add another section here and all these fields are copied. So I can add another employee name. Like so. Now to know how to turn sections into copyable sections, all you'll have to do is go to the Design app, select a section, let's say it is ownership details, go to the advanced section. Here there will be an option that says allow section to be copied, enable it. You will get these options. The maximum number of copies, you can set the value here. I have set it to 1000. You can also change the text for the link. You can also create subsections for this particular section based on the ones that you have in your app. Now I'll go back to making the submission. I'll speed up this part of the video since I'm giving in some random inputs for the submission. I've given some random details over here and now I'll click on Submit. You can view all the submissions under the Submissions tab. You can see the status has automatically changed to active as per the workflow. Now this app will also be available on the mobile app instantly. Over here on my mobile screen, you can see the Clappia app downloaded. If you do not have this, you can easily download it either on Play Store or App Store. And the moment you create your app, it'll be live and ready to use over here. So I'll just simply click on it. Click on the Software License Tracker app. You can see the app is live and ready to be used. All the details captured in the mobile app will be visible under the Submissions tab. The mobile app also works offline. So in case of any internet issues, you can always make a submission and once the internet comes back, the submission will automatically get synced over here. So this is one way of creating the Software License Tracker app and this will be available in app templates. You can change it according to your requirements. It does not necessarily need to be the same since all businesses have their unique requirements. Once it is made available in app templates, that link will be provided in the description. If you have any query on how to create this particular license tracker app or on any other feature in Clappia, you can always request support by clicking on the button over here or you can directly contact us at contact@clappia.com and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you.